Good morning, guys, and happy Sunday. I want to talk to you about this die set I got. It's a new one that's in the January through June mini catalog, and it's on page 72. So the Stitched with Whimsy dies. Now, I want to warn you that this die set does not cut out. It gives you the stitching outside the border, okay? And I only got this as the dies themselves. I didn't get, even though these dogs are adorable, didn't get the set, didn't get it as a bundle, just got it as the die. So that's why it'll be not inside a stamp set, but it's going to be inside my drawer where I keep my individual dies. Okay, so it is 6 dies, and except for these two, you can run these through your baby stamping cut and emboss machine. This one just barely, and we'll go over that because remember, for the baby machine, it needs to be like 3.5, 3 1/4 inches or smaller, where some of these are a little bit bigger. And I have the measurements right here. So let me show you. I'm going to cut a few pieces. We're going to run them through the big one and then show you what I mean. All right, let's go ahead and put this aside. So here is a index card I made to kind of show how they store and the sizes. So you can see this big one goes 5.5 by 4 1/4. So that is actually your card front size. So this die will not work on a layer. If it does, you're going to have to cut it out as the 5.5 by 4 1/4 size and then trim it down afterwards. Because as you can see, hopefully you can see, it fits really close to that. Then the next size down is 4 3/4 by 3.5. The next one is the square 2 5/8 by 2 5/8. Next one's 2 by 2, 1 3/8 by 1 3/8. And then the rectangular one down here is 2 3/4 by 1.5. Now these are the sizes you should cut your cardstock to in order to get it to stitch. So I'm going to take a piece of cardstock. This is So Saffron, which is one of my fun or most used spring cards. I think it screams of spring, the coloring. Okay, and let's go ahead and let's do that first size to show you. So I'm going to cut it 5 1/4. I'm sorry, 5.5 by 4 1/4. Now you can go ahead and do this on your folded cardstock if you wanted to. I personally don't mind layering it on top of a layer. That way it has that, look. So let's bring out Mama, the Stamp and Cut Emboss machine, the Mama size. And if you remember on this, you're going to use your platform 1, 2, and then 2 of your 3s. All right, and let's take the big one. Let's take the Mama size here. So I'm going to lay it down. You might want to use some washi tape, or if you're still using the magnetic plate, you can use that. Remember, this is not going to cut out. This is just going to create that stitch detail. Sorry about the camera moving. This table's not as strong as my work area over on the other side of the room. All right, so there again, let's show that to you. So see how that comes up. I'm going to stand up to see if you can actually see. See how that does. It does not cut out. It does go through to the other side, but it does not cut it out. It just adds that stitching. Okay. So let's go down to the next size. So let's take let's go down to the smallest one and I'll show you. So the smallest one I'm talking about is 2 3/4 by 1.5. So that's the size of the paper again, 2 3/4 by 1 1/2. And this might be off camera. Sorry if it is. All right. So here's the 2 3/4 by 1 1/2. And you know what? I am going to bring over my baby on this one, just because then my desk doesn't move as much, and I just find it a lot easier to use and to keep on my desk while I'm crafting, because this one takes up a little bit more room. So here's the baby, and again, you're going to see here's the other half of the 5 1/4, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And can you see how it doesn't go through? It really needs to be about 3 1/2 inches to go through this machine. Because see, you have a little bit of a leeway on this, and this is 3 1/2 itself. So now on this one, remember, you only have your plate 1, which is thinner, and then your 2 2s to cut on these. So let's go ahead, put down this. We're going to take this one. Here's our 2 3/4 by 1 1/2. Place it on top again. And you can see how that just barely fits. So if you want to get a bigger size, you could. All right, I was just going with the minimum cardstock size for these dies. And there you go on that. Look at that. So pretty. All right. If you didn't get your copy of the January to June mini catalog, let me know. But that's just showing you that stitched die, stitched Whimsy die, and how it creates a nice little stitched frame for your cards. Does not cut out, just provides the stitching. All right, guys, thanks a lot, and have a great Sunday.